Reports say that Ineos haven't got a lot to spend in January, but maybe they have something up their sleeve. Maybe there is something in the offing. We're going to go through reports this morning, Saturday, the 21st of December, about Manchester United looking at two young stars that they could bring in on the cheap in January. So, talking about Diego Leon and how he is going to be arriving at Manchester United in July after signing in January. Could we possibly see two signings coming in January, both in wide areas? And you could clearly see why Manchester United are going for both of Nypan and Patrick Dogu as possible replacements for players that could be leaving in January. We're going to talk about all of that. We're going to talk about the unrest within the changing room and Carrington, about the reaction from Marcus Rashford's interview and how the players are reportedly reacting to that as well. All of that and everything else. A little look ahead to the game tomorrow itself and who we think is going to be fit enough to play and who we would play against Bournemouth. Tough game for United at Old Trafford. I will be there, of course, bringing you all of the update and reaction outside of Old Trafford with the fan base. But we are on the 21st. This is Saturday morning. Welcome along to your early show, everybody. Hope you're doing fantastically well. Hope you wasn't up too late last night. It was Mad Friday, so if you was out partying or just getting down to celebrating, finishing work, whatever it was, I hope you're doing well, hope you're fully recovered and ready to go for the day. Game weekend is here. It's quick fire football right now, isn't it, for United? 3 more games left this year, 3 more games for United to solidify themselves, I think, comfortably in the top 6. And we'll talk about that as well in these games coming up and how many points we can expect to get from them. But obviously, we're a bit downbeat from the game against Tottenham, but I think still optimistic in a way where we're going to be confident enough going into that game tomorrow. And I've got a poll up there right now so you can just say yes or no, simple answer. Are you confident still going into that game against Bournemouth? Did you see enough against City to counteract what we saw against Spurs? Is there enough there to give you that good feeling that Manchester United can actually go out and get the 3 points against Bournemouth tomorrow? We will see, won't we, tomorrow? More on that a little bit later on. But we're going to start the show on the transfer possibilities for Manchester United this January. We've talked about them a lot. We didn't expect anything to be happening significantly, and I think this is why 17-year-old Diego Leon is coming to Manchester United. United are looking at 18-year-old turning 19 in 2 weeks, Nypan from Rosenborg, and obviously Lecce's Patrick Dogu as well, just 20. Manchester United, there's a clear map and a clear path planned out through that map for Manchester United's transfer windows coming, it would seem. We're getting the noises of the big ones. Like last night we spoke about the big guns, the players Manchester United could bring, and it may only be 2 or 3 signings, significant signings for Manchester United, as in walk right into that first team and make Manchester United's starting 11 stronger. They have to be proper players to do that. But what Manchester United are also doing around that, like with the academy and players coming through and the ones that we spoke about that might be going out on loan, they're also filling in little gaps, I feel, for possible players leaving the football club. I do believe something is going to happen in January of significance. I really do. With the Marcus Rashford situation, I've got no idea what is going to happen, how Manchester United deal with the situation of him wanting to clearly lead the football club, and we're looking at possible players coming in. Now, when you look at replacement for Marcus Rashford, I honestly don't think there's anyone jumping out significant of the stature. I mean, you could look at Rashford as the player, you could look at Rashford as the form. The form, you would look at anyone in the bleeding league who's a forward could probably be doing more than what Marcus Rashford is right now. And I'm not saying that just because of my opinion of him. You know he's really fallen off completely. So you could say that, but we don't really want to be replacing someone that we're going to get a significant amount of money for with anybody for the sake of it in January. And I think this is why United are, and I think the transfer structure and everything that's going on is planned around filling the gaps around the bigger signings for the summer. I think he needs legs, and I think he needs players that are going to work for him. Now, clearly, Manchester United's players right now are still getting to grips with what Ruben Amorim wants. So it's difficult to bring someone in January who isn't a superstar player used to playing under the intensity of what that brings, as in playing at big clubs. You can't expect someone like, let's just say, for instance, we'll start on Nypan from Rosenborg. If you don't know who this kid is, Manchester United have been watching him and scouting him. I think it was since he was 16 from early reports. He's 18 now. He is an attacking midfielder / central midfielder for Rosenborg over in Norway. Yes, he did play against us in our pre-season tour, our first pre-season game, what we lost in the summer just gone. And they would just started their season by that point. Right? Plenty of games, and I think that's somewhere around 28 games into their season now. Plenty of assists, plenty of goals. Again, it's Norwegian league. I honestly cannot take that league seriously when it comes to stats and what he has done and what he has brought for Rosenborg. But 18-year-old again, and I think that's what you have to look at. Manchester United looking to get this deal signed and sealed over January tells you that there is forward thinking from the football club. I don't know if this is going to be the same as what Diego Leon was in terms of signing now, playing out the rest of the season of what there is a little bit left for Norway right now in the Norwegian league, and then signing on properly in the summer. By the way, everything was officially done with Diego Leon yesterday. We had the here we go last week, of course. But all the paperwork has officially been signed now. He is an official Manchester United player that is seeing out his the rest of the season over in South America and then joining in with Manchester United's pre-season in the summer 2025. So that one all done and finalised with Manchester United. And again, now moving on to Nypan, another 18-year-old. Like we are flooding the squad with young possible potential talent right now. And all anyone can say, I think all I'm hearing in the fan base is it's great, the potential's great, it's fantastic. We love our academy, we love looking in the future and finding these gems that no one else finds. But realistically, Manchester United, if we are going to be competing, we cannot be relying on potential solely, which is why we did last night with the Gyökeres. And I put out 4 players on that list last night of possible forwards to come in and replace Marcus Rashford, for instance. Just names that have been linked with Manchester United, like Cunha from Wolves, like Gyökeres, like Osimhen, like Kvaratskhelia as well. As well. And how Manchester United would negotiate deals for them that they could afford in the summer. Expensive players. And if we're looking for 5 or 6, I think this is the other part of it. Maybe we'll see only 2 big players coming in the summer. Now, there is the obvious possibilities with the likes of Alfonso Davies, like we said, on a free. You've got the cheaper option of Alvaro Fernandez as well at left-back situation. But when you look at other players around, I think someone like Sverre Nypan could be the replacement for Antony, the replacement for Mount as a squad player. I'm not saying they're anywhere near as good. I don't know if they're going to make it or not at Manchester United. It's still the unknown. But players like this, I feel, are being brought in to Manchester United. And it does look like we are going to sign Nypan. We have been scouting him for a long time. And it looks like now is the time when they're going to get down to getting the deal done. And the reports just keep coming out and coming out. And obviously no smoke without fire. But this one we know has been moving and has been a long drawn out process. I don't know why it's taken so long. Maybe they've properly scouted him this time. Maybe Manchester United have took their time with Nypan and just thought, you know what, let's make sure, let's keep watching him, let's keep him interested. Now, apparently in January, he's going around the different European football clubs, visiting Carrington, visiting some possible other Premier League clubs as well, and other clubs around Europe that are interested in him. He will move on from Rosenborg, and it's up to Manchester United if they want him on. I think they're top of the list, and he would go there if United were serious enough and put the bid in. But it is being talked about now like United want to get this deal done in January and get it over the line, out of the way. Whether or not he stays and stays over in Rosenborg or comes to Manchester United straight away, we don't know yet. That's not been reported. So all we can say is that Nypan looks like that is happening, and Manchester United will be signing the player. I mean, good-looking technical player. Again, until he steps up into the Premier League, we just don't know. It's like all Man United's academy players, isn't it? He's pretty much at the same level, except he's playing first-team football. And again, this is a very similar scenario to Diego Leon, another young player, teenager, who has played first-team football in his local, in his native country, and has that experience of the first team. Because first-team level at in any country is totally different to academy level. We know that. Well protected and not coming up against let's just say, fully grown, fully developed player who can boss him around and bully him on the pitch. Playing players of a physical sort of attribute similar to theirs. You know what I mean by it. You well protected. But so players like Leon, players like Nypan, used to playing against properly full professional players and not just academy level football. So I think this is where United are looking, but I feel like Nypan, I just don't know. I'm not getting excited about him. I don't know if he is going to be of that quality. He looks all right in the Norwegian league, but that's the Norwegian league, and that's that. And when it comes to Patrick Dorgu, on the other hand, playing in Italy, 20-year-old, full-on international now for Canada as well. A very exciting player. And you remember this name. We have done a show on this kid before. I think me and Jay were talking about Dogu and what he brings. A very, very versatile player. Now, this would be someone I think would be looking at coming into the first team straight away. And it's been said that Lecce would struggle to turn down the offer that is apparently on the table. United would go in and Lecce would let him go at 30 million. Dogu would definitely not turn down Manchester United at this point. Obviously, not cup-tied either and can come straight into Manchester United and play in every game. But he's played many games at left-back and left wing. He plays on right wing predominantly. That's where he's played most of his games this season. And right-back also. So, a versatile, a new Diogo Dalot type of player. Predominantly right, but has played a lot this season on the left. So, again, versatile, energetic, goals, assists, definite possibility for Manchester United when it comes to looking at that wing-back area, I feel, and another option again. But then that makes you start to think, like, how many players are we actually looking at right now? How many players can Manchester United actually bring in? Should we be looking more at the Alfonso Davies? I think United are hoping for Alfonso Davies, and obviously, like we said, like the days are ticking down right now with Alfonso, and nothing has been signed, nothing has been agreed with Bayern Munich. Less than 2 weeks away from the window opening, United can literally sign Alfonso Davies on the 1st of January if they wanted to, and if they agreed terms, and that's the left wing-back position completely covered. Everything else gets forgotten about then. Then you've got the likes of Diego Leon coming in behind Alfonso Davies, which is why I feel like something is in the offing around Alfonso. The fact that he's not signed for Bayern, Manchester United are buying a 17-year-old who clearly isn't going to come straight into the side, but could maybe work behind the likes of Alfonso Davies. I think the club, and this is only me looking at everything that's going on, I've not heard anything, no one said anything, but when you look at how we're operating, there must be a confidence within Manchester United that we have got a left wing-back situation or a left wing-back signing in place, ready to go. Because then you've got a 17-year-old who is coming in behind him. Obviously, you've still got Malacia as well. I think we've got cover players there for one that's coming in. I think Manchester United, I think there must be confidence within the football club that we could possibly get an Alfonso Davies. Maybe the signing of Patrick Dogu as well. Like, you've got Diego, you've got maybe, if you sign Dogu, you've got right-hand side cover there, because you've got Mazraoui there as well. You've got Dogu who can play there as well comfortably. 30 million, you add to that, what is it going to be, 4 million for Diego Leon. So you could say, when you look at it, Diego Leon, Dogu, Alfonso Davies, 3 wing-backs, one who can play both sides, coming in for 34 million. That sounds like clever business to Manchester United. And yes, I know I'm playing a bit of Championship and FIFA football here. I know this. But when you look at the reports, and all we can do is speculate a little bit really on what could possibly happen. But why would you buy a 17-year-old? And I mean, not just like bringing a young player through. You've spent money that could have gone elsewhere on other players. There must be something in the offing for Manchester United. There must be a confidence within that a bigger deal can be made by the club somewhere on the lines. I think it's Alfonso Davies. I really do feel like, because he's not signed for Bayern, and look, he could sign the next week, and it makes me look like an idiot talking about it and getting excited about it, but still, I think there has to be something there. And just the pricing, the age, and what's going on around January, I think is just building up to the big ones in the summer. I really do. And I said it last night, if United make Champions League football, I think United will go in for 3 big players. And I'm talking massive players. Like I said last night, Gyökeres, Kvaratskhelia and Ederson. They would be the 3 players. If you got me them, I said last night, if you got me just Gyökeres and Ederson, I'd be happy with that window. Them 2 players would change Manchester United completely. If you had Carver there as well, I'm just going to call him that because of his name and me not being able to say it properly all of the time and it being a real tongue twister. I will get to grips with that name, but we'll call him Cava for now. I think that's what I'll be calling him anyway through the season. But that would be a significant change and a massive impact for Manchester United. And I just feel, and I'm going to come to the comments now and get your thoughts on this, that when you look at it realistically and the deals that we're doing and talking about now that possibly might happen, they're not deals that would get you excited. They're not deals that get you off your seat and think this is a change, this is a massive change for Manchester United. They're none of that, but still, they are carrying a little bit of impact as to what is to come, I think. I mean, I've not watched enough of Dogu, I've not watched enough of Nypan. I know nothing about Diego Leon, but this isn't for us to do. This isn't for us for watch. This is for Ineos to get done. And Jason Wilcox being a big part in that Diego Leon deal tells you everything about how Manchester United are looking at these transfer windows and what they're trying to build and plan. There is a pathway for these academy players. I think there's so much work going on behind the scenes right now. And I think Manchester United fans are going to be taken aback by how much change comes in the next two transfer windows. I say that in the likes of the amount of academy players that will probably leave, the ones that will be that will have that line drawn through them, like, are you making the cut? They're at a certain age, they either come into the first team or they're sold on. I think we're going to see a load of that. I think we're going to make significant money in selling homegrown players. And I truly believe that Garnacho is on that list simply as he isn't the player that is... I love Garnacho, I really do. I think he has got talent and I think he can be a United future player. But I can also see the other side of it and what people are saying and not being impressed with what he's doing. And what you've got to look at is, if you can get 60 million for Garnacho now, is he going to get any more? Can you get any more than him? Can you get any more for him in the future? And that's the big question that you have to ask, I think. And this is what Manchester United are talking about right now. It isn't a normal scenario. United are coming in and steadying a ship that was just heading full steam for a massive cliff face and just completely obliterating. The chaos at the club is just on a different planet. So it's not normal right now. So Jim Ratcliffe has come in and said, look, unless you're willing to make big calls, then you are going to be left behind and you're never going to turn it around. I think these are the calls that he's talking about. I really do feel like these are the ones that he's actually getting onto now and talking about more. Like, he feels like there's some players at Manchester United that can make them serious money that won't be as much of a loss to the football club as what some people are thinking. We have held on and bigged up these players as the next best thing, really, when we're looking at it, are they? Like, let's not even bring up Gabriel Bongaho's quotes about Amad Diallo yesterday. They're just stupid. And are completely off the mark. You only have to look at the impact he's saying. You can back up numbers all you want, and sometimes stats overtake something that's really happening with certain players. I mean, you could look at Garnacho's stats this season like I have and say he has contributed, but 6 of his goal contributions have come against Barnsley and a poor Leicester side in the Carabao Cup, and I can't argue with that. Like, they're lesser teams and you would expect him to do that. And then you look at the Premier League output. That's what you've got to bring into consideration with this. And how much they've done in big games. And when it comes to Garnacho and Rashford, and not just them, 2 other players, what have they done in them big games this season? Not a lot. Not a lot at all. And I think that's what you've got to look at as well. And I think that's the balancing act when it comes to, is the player worth what we're looking at for the future, or is he worth more to us now in selling him and bringing in that big bit of money that can really go towards bringing in a player that is going to do Manchester United a job for the next 7 years. We could be clinging on to Garnacho and saying in the future he could be brilliant. He could be a star for Manchester United. But someone at Manchester United has seen something that's a problem with Garner. I don't know what it is. We're never going to know about it. Probably not until he leaves anyway. But when you look at it, and how Ineos are looking at it, and I'm only being real here, I don't want him to go. I don't. I think there is still potential in Garnacho. I really do. Rashford, different story. See you later. We know that. But Garnacho at 20, like, he surely has some more to give. If he can latch on to what Ruben Amorim is, I think there's a player there. I really do. I have confidence in him. But the situation is different. It's not normal. And if someone comes in with 60 million for Garner, like was reported the other day, and I'm thinking, are you ever going to get that money guaranteed in the future? That's the cutthroat decision. That's the tough one that Ineos are going to have to make. Or is it tough to them? They just look at numbers and go, there's the data, there's this player, this is what's happening with our new manager. It doesn't look like he's getting the right results with this player in the side. He's getting better results without him. 60 million? Can we use 60 million to go and buy Gyökeres? signed away, see you later. That's how Ineos are looking at it. They have to run it as a business, and they have to look where the money is. You could literally look at this. So the situation is, with Garner and Rashford right now, selling them 2 players would definitely, and is feasible, to bring you Cava and Gyökeres in. And on that front, you're talking no-brainer. That's the reality. You could sell Garnacho and Marcus Rashford right now and get 110, 120 million for the pair of them. I feel, anyway. With Garner, anyway, I think he is worth at least 50 million. Rashford, 50 million. If Ineos can get any more out of it, I'll say 100 to 120. But that brings you Gyökeres and Kvaratskhelia. That brings you both of them players in, because United will structure the deals in payments and things like that. But the reason why we can get both of them players in, why? Because Rashford and Garnacho are 100% profit players and count for more than what selling a Dallo or a Leacher would be. The 100% profit and sustainability and financial fair play aspect to Rashford and Garnacho completely outweighs everybody else. This is why Ineos are looking at Garner. This is why they're looking at him right now and going, can we see this guy getting any better anywhere else that we're missing out on that could really prosper United right now? Or in the situation we're in, would we have players that would work better for Ruben Amorim right now in his 2 years? Let's not forget, like Garner could still be out of the club and have 3 years left on his contract, and Ruben Amorim gone because we tried to hope. So we clung on to hope that he could actually turn it around. And reality tells you that hasn't happened at Manchester United for the last 10 years. We've had it with many younger players. Oh, he looks great. It's the next best thing. He's good. He's very good. But at 60 million, is there better out there? 100% yes, there is, in another position that is going to work better for Ruben Amorim. It's all about Ruben Amorim, and Ineos have to back their man. If he doesn't like Garner, you sell him. I hate to say it, but you back your man. You have to do that. He's the one that has got this vision. He's the one that's outed everything that's wrong with United already. He's the one that understands everything about the football club. He is the best hope that we have got of getting anywhere near the top level again at this football club. And if he doesn't like certain players, whether we like them and the fan base likes them or not, it does not matter. That's the tough call that Sir Jim Radcliffe is talking about. That's the one that you are going to have to make. The sentimental boyhood players who have come through Manchester United's academy, like the darlings of the football club, count for nothing in the Ineos age at Manchester United. They really do. And I think if someone came in with 50 to 60 million for Garnacho, Ineos would sell him. I really think they wouldn't turn that down. I don't think he's going to get any. I don't think his value is going to go any more than that. And if you're getting it now, someone's buying him as a potential player there who would fit into their system. And at this young age, with no real bad habits of past history, just all positivity with Garnacho. I think that's the important thing. I think that's what they're looking at right now, and the potential to actually get the best out of the market rather than the player. I think that's what it is. I'm going to come into the chat right now. Unfortunately, the first one is to say, Babs, I hope you're doing well. Apparently, you're in bed ill. I've seen the comment come up on the screen. Hopefully, all is well for Christmas for you. Please stay warm. Please stay well, Babs. And thanks for tuning in while you're in your bed. Hopefully, you're feeling better by the end of the day and you can go into Christmas full steam. But if everyone could just put a big well-wish comment in for Babs, the legend of the channel, please, in the comment section. That is more important right now than anything else. Although Babs would be saying, please sell Rashford right now. She's not sure about Garner though, but I think Babs would definitely be on that. I'm sick of these players. Let's get them out the door if we can make money for them now and make this club better. Yeah, let's do it for Babs. That's what I'm saying anyway. Hope that made sense, Babs, anyway. But yes, please get well soon. Unfortunately, Garnacho has used Rashford as his role model. That's the concern. It sort of takes us into what's actually happening behind the scenes, because I was reading a story in the MEN the other day as well. I want to get your comments on this as well, quickly. Some Manchester United players shocked by how Rashford reacted to being dropped out of the squad. I'll come to that in a minute and get your thoughts on that, because I'm going to go through the questions now on comment section. Can we imagine Shaw and Malacia both being moved on in the summer if we were to get both left backs mentioned? Yes, 100% I can see that. This is that whole needs must attitude that Ineos are putting in right now. I don't know how we get rid of Shaw. I'm going to be honest, I don't know who signs him with that injury record. You're hoping he gets a few games towards the back end of the season, because apparently he's going to be out till February, March time. So you ain't got much there to really cling on to try and push a sale for Luke Shaw. But I don't know. Malacia I can definitely see going. I can see United cashing in on Malacia and then bringing in completely new. And I think this is what we're doing behind the scenes. We're bringing in these younger players that are there to replace the first team players. I think we'll have 2 new wing backs. I think we'll have a striker, definitely another midfielder, and I'm just not sure if we'll have enough to bring in the right 10. We will see on that one, because I think a decision needs to be made on Mason Mount as well. I really do. Gyökeres is apparently £58 million. Edison will be around 50. So how expensive do you think the third player will be? That would be Kvaratskhelia, I think, from Napoli. And he is apparently 70-80 million at least. And I can see why. That kid is shit hot. If he came in, I'd be like, wow. People would see, and not a lot of people watch the Italian league, but you only have to watch him to understand why everybody is after him. And if he was there and United were going to spend a little bit more money on a player, I still have Edison ahead of him. He is still my number one. But him, yeah, that is a different level player right there. And everybody would see a difference from him to Marcus Rashford, 100%. That is a grafter, that is a worker, that is one of the best creative players in that position in Europe right now. And he will go to a big club from Napoli. He will go, his next club will be one of the tops. And I'm talking, I don't think Barca can afford him, but I think the only reason he's not at Real Madrid right now is because they are stacked in that area. And they cannot, I mean, when you're looking to try and squeeze Kvaratskhelia in, and you've got Valverde, you've got Bellingham, you've got all of that type of player that's in, you know what I mean, Camavinga, these types of players at Real Madrid in midfield, and you're trying to squeeze him in there, I just don't think they can afford it. I don't. And that's the only reason he's not there. Bayern Munich, I don't know if they sell on Sane, if they end up selling Musiala, I don't know, maybe that's an obvious one there for him. By the way, I would take Musiala if he came available as well. That's the calibre of player that Manchester United need in their team. That the Musialas of this world, the Kvaratskhelias of this world, the Edisons, the Gyökereses, that type of player. Bring me in Alfonso Davies, bring me in Gyökeres, Kvaratskhelia, Edison, maybe a wing back as well. Honestly, like there are players out there that would change United instantly that are affordable and gettable, only if we can do what we just was talking about in getting rid of the other players. That's where United are at right now. Ginger's going 3-1 to Bournemouth, sadly. Ginger, you are on a massive downer right now, aren't you, mate? What can we do to cheer Ginger up, honestly? Someone needs to do something to cheer him up, because the players apparently are not enough for him right now. He sees nothing in him. It's not a matter of believing, it's either we are good enough or not. This will be a high expectation game and we usually crumble in such times. Well, let's see if the Ruben effect does take a hold against Bournemouth. We will see. Sorry, Adam, I don't think we could let Garnacho go. Once Rashford has gone, I think he will thrive. I don't know. Is there better out there? Yes. And that's what Ineos are looking at. Let's not forget, in all of this, everybody's looking at Garnacho, and I see it. I know, I understand it why, and I can understand the comment there as well from Luke, that Garnacho, yeah, we've got all of this time. Garnacho is young, he's 20. In 3 years, he could be great. In 3 years, Ruben Amorim might not be here because he couldn't get anything out of Garnacho. That's the point I'm making. This is why it's so different. The sentimental and giving players time side of thing has gone. I think fans just need to realise this, that Garnacho isn't going to get the time he thought he was going to get. Kobbie Mainoo won't get it. Players that are in at Manchester United, the 2-year factor. Look, Ruben Amorim has to make something happen in 2 years. Garnacho has to do a lot to turn into the players that we could go out and buy if we sold him. to reach that mark for Ruben Amorim. That's what I'm trying to say. And Ineos are impatient. So Jim Radcliffe wants the title within the next 3 years. Amorim needs it to happen in 2. Can you see Garner turning into this player instantly when Rashford leaves? That's the point that Luke's made there. I mean, talk to me in the chat. Will he turn it around once Rashford leaves? Is it so much all on Marcus Rashford, or does Garnacho have his own? Is it a bit too much? Like, we don't like Rashford for what he's doing at the moment. But can you really blame him for the other players? Can the other players not think for themselves and be drawn in by Rashford and seen as the wrong person to get to sort of aim towards or be like strive to be like? Like, Rashford's not the great role model. He really isn't. On the pitch, definitely not. And Ruben Amorim hasn't got the time to do it. He hasn't got the time to turn this around. And that's why I think these conversations around younger players coming in time, that's great. But I think they're all in build-up for the big decisions that are coming right now. 60 to 70 million for Garnacho is fair, says Anurag. Let's see what else we've got in there. If he's 100, he will be coming here. This club isn't at that point yet. I'm not sure what that is. You got Ross. Is that over Cava? Getting rid of De Gea was one of United's biggest mistakes. The goalkeepers United have is nothing to write home about. Clive, sorry, you're right. I'm saying sorry, you're right, because I wish it wasn't the case. But I think we will be changing goalkeepers in the next 3 years again. Pete says, we are getting much better overall. We just need to cut out the mistakes and get in and get the front working. Definitely agree with that. Our build-up and XG are great. If we could just convert to actual goals. Yeah, like we're averaging over 2 goals a game under Ruben Amorim. This was non-existent under Ten Hag. Even with our poor finishing, we're averaging over 2 goals a game. This is what we need to remember as well. Yes, and when you look at the amount of goals that we've conceded, and you look at the goals we've conceded, you could say we conceded 4 to Spurs, 2 set pieces and 2 individual errors from a defender. Again, 2 set pieces against Arsenal. A set piece again in the first minute against Nottingham Forest. Switching off against Nottingham Forest and gifting them a chance and then letting it roll past the goalkeeper without even making an effort to save it. Gifts. They're United's conceded goals. When you look at the XG against us, we have narrowed that down to 1. Well under Ruben Amorim. In terms of play, open play and what teams are creating, they're not getting through us. We're solid. We've seen it against Arsenal and City, just undone by set pieces in both of them games. Again, like Arsenal, set piece, City, set piece, Tottenham, set piece, 2 of them again. What's that there? There's 5 in the last 3 games against them big clubs away from home. You could add, even Forest. There's more there, isn't there? Another one there against Forest, 6. If you take them 6 goals out, United are in 6 in the table. And in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. Individual errors. Ruben can't coach that. What Ruben is coaching is working at United, and you can see it. You really can. We had 20 efforts on goal against Spurs. 20. And we only managed to get 5 of them on target. But we still scored 3 goals. If you put a decent striker in there who works in Ruben Amorim's system, you're talking a different ball game. Again, just want to make the point. I'm not down in Højlund on this. I think he is potential. I think Højlund is the type of player that we're looking at now in a Dogu, Diego Leon, and maybe Nypan. That's him. That's where he should be. Second or third, coming into a main striker. United have just got their transfer dealings and their recruitment completely back to front. And that's the problem that we've got right now. Not Højlund. Højlund's not a problem at all. He's great potential and could be a very, very good striker. But he is of the level that these players that we're bringing in now, we're not expecting to play every game. That's where he is. He should be second or third choice striker and developing through to when he comes to about 24, 25, ready to step up and take that mantle. But he's not. He's being earmarked. He's been fast forwarded to a point where his capabilities and the qualities he's got are not even fine-tuned to a point where you could say he is a steady striker for a mid-table Premier League club. It sounds harsh, but he's 21. He should not be playing Manchester United's number 1 striker role. He shouldn't. It's too much. And it's unfair on him. It really is. But I think he'll be a great striker for United. I really do. We've had some cracking strikers that have made a living and become legends with not even being first choice at this football club. I think he could be one of them easily. Kai with a super chat. Thank you, Kai. Let's be realistic. We'll get a max 20 million for Garnacho, and Rashford will have to leave on a free because of his wages. That isn't realistic, Kai. Thanks for the super chat, mate. Nowhere near realistic. I don't know where you're living or where you've come up with that one, buddy, but that is miles off it. Rashford will be sold. He will be sold, and he can't leave for free. He has to move himself because he can't waste 3 years sat out of the squad at Manchester United under Ruben Amorim because he can't get what he wants at the football club anymore. That's the way it's going. Morning to Double A in the chat as well. Jeffrey is also in. Roberts, Gyökeres could be Albertals. You never know until they play in the shirts. Doubts are everywhere. They're always going to be. All you can do is scout them properly and make sure that they have got the qualities that the manager wants. This is why I think now that Ruben Amorim's in, maybe the Nypan one has been moved forward. Maybe he likes that type of player. He would know of him. Obviously, scouts and the scouting reports are all there for everyone to see, and Ruben Amorim will be able to see what Nypan is good at as well. Maybe he wants him in. Maybe he thinks that if a deal can be done cheap, I mean, his market value is about 12 million. So again, when you look at 12 million for him, 30 million for Dogu, I don't even think Dogu would come. I think United would try and get a cheaper deal for Dogu as well. I don't think they'll go for 30 for him. Let's see what else we've got here in the chat. Osimhen comes with drama and has to learn the system. Yeah, I think he would learn quite quickly, though. I think he's that good. Things can only get better. We've been so poor for so long, and things are looking up. They are. Honestly, I understand people having doubts about Manchester United. I mean, the poll itself for weekends, I'm happy that 77% of you feel still confident enough after what you've seen after Ruben's first 8 games, going into Bournemouth now and winning that game. Last season, we were absolutely taken to the cleaners by Bournemouth. We were destroyed, and they have got some serious players, they do, which will cause problems for United. It won't be an easy game tomorrow. It really won't. I understand that, and I think every other Man United fan is definitely in the understanding that we are not going to get our own way against Iraola. Last season, what was it? They took 4 points off us, scoring 5 goals against us. Dangerous. Very dangerous. Yes, Solanke isn't there. He made his mark against us the other night. But they have got good players as well. And we've seen what they've done to City. They've done Arsenal, they've done Newcastle, they've done City. Like, serious team. So, yeah, let's not disregard what Bournemouth are. I think we can get the win. It's going to be tight. And any win will do for Manchester United. I think it's going to be a good game, though. I do. And I'm just glad that he rested certain players for the Bournemouth game. And we got... Well, apart from the mistakes, we got the result we wanted. Sounds stupid me saying that, doesn't it? I think he got what he wanted, but like he said, that 8-minute spell killed us. And I think we've got enough players ready and fresh for that game against Bournemouth. I mean, you look at, obviously, the midfield. You've got Casemiro to come in there fully fit. So I think Agate is up to speed right now. Obviously, Harry Maguire was rested. He could come in at the back. You've got De Ligt who could come in at the back as well. 2 fit centre-backs that could come straight back in. Obviously, you've got Malacia who could feature as well, who's fully fit. Ahmad didn't play a full game. Is Garnacho going to start? I mean, Highland was brought off with plenty of rest time as well. I think he's doing it right. Players are not being burnt out. Definitely not being burnt out by Ruben Amorim. That's one thing we can say safely, and is good for us, 100%. Get voting before the show finishes, please, everybody, on that poll. Are you confident enough that United will get the win against Bournemouth from what you've seen? And let's see. Sorry, Adam, if we get to say 20 million for Rashford, this will go straight into Rashford's pocket to pay out his contract. No, again, Marta. It's not going to happen that way. It's 100% profit from Ineos. We don't have to pay out his contract because no releases would have been made because it's early in his contract. It's up to him to agree a deal elsewhere. It doesn't work the same as what it was. We don't have to buy out his contract for 20 million. We don't have to do that with Marcus Rashford. Everyone's on the down and out, aren't they, right now, and doom and gloom. I know it's realistic and we have to be realistic, but look, the best thing that's happened to United is Ruben Amorim coming in and setting his stall out. What comes from that, hopefully Ineos can take us to that next level. Because no one's getting away with anything under Ruben Amorim. And you know what? Rashford may even turn things around for himself. He may come back into the squad this weekend fully fit and score against Bournemouth. Hey, I said it there. because he knows he cannot do the things that he used to do while Ruben Amorim's in charge. He has just been left out of 2 matchday squads against 2 massive opponents and being fully fit. Let's see what this does. Honestly, I think he could be in the matchday squad tomorrow. I really do. I wonder how quickly we'll hear about that matchday squad, by the way. How are we going to find out? Are there going to be any leaks? That's going to be the interesting bit, isn't it? Super chat in from You Got Raws. Ericsson gets us 5 million January. In the summer, Rashford gets us 40. Anthony 20. Dallo 40. There is more money to be made on other players also. And if United get Champions League, a shed ton load more money to balance the books for Manchester United. Let's not forget we have got 25 million coming for Jadon Sancho in the summer as well, which was agreed with Chelsea as the obligation to loan. So 25 million there already in place. You can get Rashford gone. You can get, if you want to sell Garnacho, then that definitely is going to be a massive chunk of change for Manchester United. All of a sudden, you could be recouping about 150 million in transfer fees, and that is enough to bring in at least 2 top quality players in Manchester United positions we really need, which will change this team. I think that's what you've got to look at. 5 or 6 out for 2 in. And obviously you could bring in cheaper deals as well that we've been talking about in this show. But this is what I think, this is the whole structure around what's going on. Please, by the way, everybody, we're over 1,000 in the room. Absolutely buzzing with that. Thank you again. Let's get them likes up. Over 200 live likes. We're almost there. Only 9 away. Make sure you have subscribed to Forever United TV as well, everybody. And make sure that you get your comments in, because only subscribed people can get into the live chats, of which we're going through right now. Amarin is building his legacy and impression that will be around the league that will attract other players. There is noticeable difference in the play and shape of the team. Ruben is doing a fine job. Cam 35mm, yeah, 100%. And J-Lo as well in that original comment there. Andrew says, Adam, I agree. If we sign anyone in January, it will be to strengthen the squad and who can embedded the system the coach wants to play. The star buys will be in the summer. Yep. Totally with that one. MA, the club owes 200 million on transfers in the summer. Where is the money coming from? Pay that. MA, come on. I've done this before, mate. I've explained this. United owe a lot more than that, but it's in installments. You don't go out and spend 70 million and just go, there's 70 million. It's done through financing. It's done through installments. Manchester United installments will carry on being paid for other players. Yes. Nothing's going to change. This is just how football business works. That money is already earmarked. So the money that Manchester United are making, yeah, that's 600 and odd million. The stuff that's been taken away from that you see on the figures is the money already paying for them other players. It's already taken care of. That's what that is. So don't worry about what's owed. It's a lot more than 200 million, mate, as well. So, yes, that basically is already taken away from Manchester United's fans. Where do you think, when we see 600 odd million taken away to a point where we're getting no profit, what do you think that money is? Where do you think that money's going? It's them installments. It's them financing the bleeding debt from the Glazers. So when people don't understand, when you've got that much of a turnover and you cannot make a profit, we cannot make a profit because that 200 million that MA is talking about and the transfer fees that need to be paid are what is rinsing the amount of money Manchester United make already. It's already coming out. It's already coming out. It does cover the bills, mates. Oh, come on. Seriously, mate, you have to look at the finances. Manchester United are fine when it comes to paying everything off. We will spend money. Every single summer we spend money. Stop worrying about it too much, mate. 600 million revenue doesn't even cover the bills. The club has lost money for 3 seasons in a row. Mate, it's 6 or 7 seasons in a row. Why are you only on the 3-year thing right now, mate? We've been losing it for years. Manchester United don't make money. We don't, because we are a club that run as absolute idiots in the transfer window when we overpaid for players and paid stupid wages. It's been going on for nearly a decade. We don't make money. It's as simple as that. Because we've overspent on stupid players. Ineos are trying to streamline the books to that point so we can utilise that money. It's not just 3 years, mate. It's worse than that. But we will buy more players. Trust me on that one. Manchester United will finance a way. Why do you think we're so close to financial fair play and PSR? We are literally on the edge of it, which is why we're buying players like we are. But if we sell 150 million's worth of academy players, it changes everything in terms of how Manchester United balance the books. They basically are happy losing money on the books as long as they can strengthen their team. When you look at finances, you have to look at them different to what shareholders are looking at. They're looking at the whole value of Manchester United. They're not looking at how much profit is made. Everything is counted in one, and the finances are as one. They're not bothered about United losing money year on year. The deals will keep on coming in. They'll keep rolling along. The shares will go up. The value of the club will go up. That's all they're looking at. It's future investment into Manchester United, not what's going in and what's going out. It doesn't matter. As long as we stay within PSR and financial fair play, that is all that matters. And it will change when we get more consistent in the Champions League, and that is what we have to be at, and why Ineos are looking at bringing United back to the top table. If you're competing, then you're going to start balancing them books easier and even maybe making a little bit of profit. But it comes with recruitment, it comes with structure, it comes with actually running the club properly, which United have not done, and why we're in the situation we're in right now. And let's not forget, Ineos are only 1 year in. 1 year in. So let them do their work. Let's see where we are in 5 years with the finances, and then we could probably look at it even more. But yeah, football clubs, you said it there, Emma. Yeah, football clubs are run terribly. They really are. There's like it's baffling. It's baffling. How normal business is run compared to football as a business is scary. It really is. Baz Cooper, what's happening, buddy? It's been a while since we've seen these kind of moves in the youth market. Who were the last ones? Hannibal, Enriquez, yeah. These are the sorts of players that right now, potential, yes, and is the unknown, yes. But realistically, I look at it as what MA's talking about, the finances of Manchester United, the way that the club has been run before. I think this is a complete restructure of what Manchester United was. And we are scared. And I understand people's worries and concerns, because all we've known is Manchester United being run at a level that, honestly, baffling to how big United are and how poorly we've been run. You look at other clubs and how they don't let their standards drop, the big clubs, that is. Yes, they could run at a loss still, like Real Madrid, like Barcelona. You look at what they're dealing with, but they're still up there competing. They have to always be in the Champions League. It would be the end of the world if Real Madrid and Barcelona fell out of the Champions League for them. End of the world completely. How United have allowed this to happen is an absolute disgrace. It really is. But that's the situation we're in right now and dealing with. And players like Nypan, Dorgu, players like Diego Leon, like this, the unknown players are what Manchester United are having to do to balance a transfer window. I mean, we're looking at players now, like some of Manchester United's highest earning players are squad players. How does that happen? You look at, like, so for instance, right now, Rashford, 350 grand a week, squad player, not first team player under Ruben Amorim. Casemiro, squad player. There's 700 grand a week in wages. Anthony, squad player, £1 million a week in wages. You see where I'm going? Like Mason Mount. You add to that, there's another 1.2. There's 1.2 million. I'll keep going. Lindelof, 1.3 million. Ericsson, 1.4 million. You're going to get close to £2 million a week in wages on players that are not first team players. Let that sink in. That's how shit Manchester United have been run. That's the reality of the situation right now. That is anywhere else on the planet, any other big club, that's unthinkable. But not for Manchester United. And Ineos are trying to turn that around. That's the problem that they've got. That's why you're probably seeing these ticket price hikes, which isn't fair on us. It should be coming out of the bleeding shareholders and getting something out of the shares and making money that way. Sir Jim Ratcliffe has put nearly 300 million of his own money into Manchester United as well. And people won't talk about that. I do like to be fair and I like to be balanced. I still don't agree with the ticket prices. I think we should be doing better before them prices go up, and then you won't have this sort of uproar. But the circumstances dictate the situation, don't they? And Ineos are in a hole because of everything that we've just been talking about before. And that pretty much is what we're having to deal with right now, and why fans are scared, fans are worried about the future. But going right back to the start of the show and everything I'm talking about now, different subjects on getting rid of players and bringing players in, and then big calls, but they are aligned. Unless Ineos make massive calls, we will just keep on walking down that pathway to disaster, which is where we're going. It's going down and down and down and down every single season, to a point where people were thinking that Ten Hag was actually turning United around, winning an FA Cup and finishing 8th. Are you serious? We've seen where we are in the league. We need to be back up there. And when we're back up there, and Ineos are running the finances the way that they want to run them behind, United should start to creep back up there from the mediocrity level that we was at. Anyway, I could go on and on and on and on and on. Well over 1,000 in the room. Thank you so much. We're just about to hit 250 live likes as well. I am going to call the show right there. I have to get ready. Alfie's got a game today for FC United, so I'm going to get myself prepared. It sounds like it's bleeding raining again when it wasn't forecast, but this is Manchester, innit? Welcome to the north, as they say. Winter's coming. Anyway, cheers everybody. Absolutely loved that show this morning. There's always plenty to talk about with United, isn't there? There's always plenty to talk about, and you guys have been right on it again. Thank you for all your contributions. Thank you for your chats. Mods and members for helping out in the chats. Almost 1,100 in the room there by the time we finish, which is absolutely epic. Love you all. Have a fantastic day. I'll be back later on with your evening update. We will be looking towards the game tomorrow in more detail as well. I'll let you know what time it is. It may be later being a Saturday with all the football that's on, but stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed so you've got your notifications on and you'll know exactly what time the show is later on today. But thank you, everybody. Absolutely love it. Get well, Babs. Hope you are feeling better by the end of the day and you can come on later on as well. But keep us posted, Babs. And that is it, everyone. Thank you so much. Like, share and subscribe. I'll see you all.